Ever lie awake at night stressing about polar bears on tiny ice floes? If the answer is yes, then welcome to the world of eco-anxiety. It's a real thing, folks. Eco-anxiety is this gnawing feeling of stress and worry about the future of our planet. You might find yourself tossing and turning, wondering if you should have recycled that soda can, or if your car is emitting too much carbon dioxide. Now let's get one thing straight. It's not a competition to see who can lose the most sleep over the fate of the Amazon rainforest or the Great Barrier Reef, but it's about acknowledging that these concerns are valid and shared by many. Our planet is our home, and it's only natural to worry about its health. So if you're losing sleep over the fate of those polar bears, you're not alone. But don't worry, we have got some tips for you. Now, if you've been feeling like a lone wolf howling into the void about climate change, rest assured, it's not just you. You see, eco-anxiety, this deep sense of dread and worry about our environment, is becoming more and more common. It's a global phenomenon, touching lives from the skyscrapers of New York to the paddy fields of Vietnam. Picture this. There's Sally, a high-powered executive who can't seem to shake off the guilt of her carbon footprint every time she boards a flight for a business meeting. Then there's Juan, a farmer in Mexico, whose crops have been failing year after year due to unpredictable weather patterns. And let's not forget about our friends in the animal kingdom. Imagine being a polar bear, waking up from a long winter's nap, only to find out your icy home has turned into a swimming pool. Talk about a rude awakening. But it's not all doom and gloom. There's also a sense of camaraderie in this shared concern for our planet. I mean, when was the last time you heard of a CEO and a farmer from two different continents having something so deeply personal in common? And it's not just the adults. Kids too are joining the conversation. There's little Timmy, all of 7, who decided to start a recycling drive in his neighborhood after watching a documentary on plastic pollution. His motivation? Well, in his words, "I want the dolphins to still have a home when I grow up." Isn't it something, this universal thread of eco-anxiety, weaving its way through our diverse tapestry of cultures, identities, and experiences? It's like a strange kind of global book club, except the book is our planet and the plot is, well, a bit of a cliffhanger. So you see, this eco-anxiety you're feeling, it's not a solitary burden. It's a shared experience, a collective call to action. It's a sign that you're tuned in, that you care, that you're part of a global community of planet lovers. So remember, even if it seems like you're the only one stressing about the environment, you're actually in good company. Now that we've established we're all in this eco-anxiety boat together, how about we find some ways to stop it from sinking? First off, let's remember that while our planet may be feeling a bit under the weather, it's not all doom and gloom. There are countless stories of individuals, communities, and even entire countries making significant strides in the right direction. So let's start by tuning into the good news every once in a while. It's like a breath of fresh air for your mind, or better yet, like hugging a tree. Speaking of which, ever tried hugging a tree? No, seriously, it's not just for the free-spirited folk anymore. Research shows that spending time in nature can significantly reduce stress levels. So go on, give that tree a hug. It might not hug back, but it'll surely help you feel grounded, literally. Now on to something a little more conventional. Mindfulness. Mindfulness is all about staying in the present moment. And let's be honest, there's no better place to practice that than in the company of plants. They're the epitome of living in the now, aren't they? So take a leaf out of their book, or better yet, meditate with them. Another important strategy is to channel your worries into action. This can be as simple as carrying your own reusable coffee cup or as grand as starting a community garden. Remember, every little bit counts. It's like being a superhero, but instead of a cape, you've got a compost bin. Lastly, don't forget to connect with others. Sharing your feelings and fears can be incredibly therapeutic. Plus, you might find that others are feeling the same way and you can work together to make a difference. It's like a support group. But instead of coffee and donuts, you've got reusable water bottles and homemade vegan snacks. So, next time you're feeling stressed about the environment, remember these tips and maybe give that tree a hug. It might just hug you back. Now let's switch gears a bit. Ever walked into a room and felt like you've entered a global party? Imagine this. You have just stepped into a room and you're greeted by the sizzling aroma of an Indian curry, the rhythmic beats of Brazilian samba, the vibrant colors of African textiles, and the warm smiles of an Italian nonna. That's the beauty of cultural diversity. It brings a unique flavor to our lives that we wouldn't experience otherwise. Cultural diversity is like a potluck dinner. Everyone brings something from their own kitchen. It's a blend of tastes, a fusion of flavors, and a symphony of sounds. It's the thrill of trying out a funky dance move from a distant land. It's the joy of learning a foreign word that perfectly encapsulates a feeling you've always had but never been able to express. With diversity, life is never monotonous. It's a continuous celebration. So let's embrace it, let's learn from it, and let's enjoy the party. So remember, diversity isn't just about differences, it's about bringing the party to life. So we've talked about eco-anxiety and cultural diversity, but what's the takeaway here, you might ask? Well, let's break it down. Firstly, eco-anxiety is real, and it's perfectly okay to feel overwhelmed about the state of our planet. But remember, it's not an invitation to a pity party. It's a call to action, a push to make a difference, even if it's just in your backyard. Next, we dove into the beautiful world of cultural diversity. We've seen how it's like a giant, colorful tapestry filled with unique threads of experiences, traditions, and perspectives. Embracing diversity is not just about acknowledging these threads, but weaving them into our own lives. So to wrap it up, when the weight of the world or the unfamiliarity of a diverse room makes you anxious, remember, you're not alone. It's a party of change, acceptance, and growth. So, next time you're feeling eco-anxious or walking into a diverse room, remember, you're not alone and it's a party. And while you're at it, why not hit that subscribe button and join us for more enlightening chats?